do is falling for you. I've got bad case of I just don't give a shit. I've gotta keep it up for a year. I've gotta see what life is like and how I want it. Right now what I want is you right here. Every time I see your face, got a thumb in my chest, got the fire in the butterflies, you know the rest. Gotta say when a man, a girl like you, never clear anything that I have to impress. Oh, I'll take my time before this is over. Gotta take my chances, gotta get you closer. I've got bad case of I just don't give a shit. I've gotta keep it up for a year. I've gotta see what life is like and how I want it. Right now what I want is you right here. You got a bad case of I just don't give a shit. I've gotta keep it up for my life. I've gotta see what life is like and gotta want it. Right now what I want is you by my side. Gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase it down. Gotta take, gotta take, gotta take, gotta take, gotta take, gotta take, gotta take it slow. Gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase, gotta chase it now. Gotta take, gotta take, gotta take, gotta take, gotta take, gotta take, gotta take it slow. I've got a bad case of I just don't give a shit. I've gotta keep it up for a year. I've gotta see what life is like and how I want it. Right now what I want is you right here. You got a bad case of I just don't give a shit. I've gotta keep it up for my life. I've gotta see what life is like and gotta want it. Right now what I want is you by my side. My side.
Broadcasting from Shinston, West Virginia, here's your host, Scott Arnold.
Welcome to Acute Mania Live. Corners of Sanctuary is with me tonight from Philadelphia. Now, I had No Trees Touch the Sky from Philadelphia on about, I think, about a year ago or something like that, and I could not say the nickname of Philadelphia, but I'm going to attempt it, and I'm going to do it perfectly this time. I could feel it. The city of brotherly love. I don't know why I get caught up with that. Welcome, Mick and Mad T, to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely, thank you.
How do you guys say it? Can you say it better than I can, please?
City of brotherly love.
Yes. Come on, Mad. It's your turn.
City of brotherly love.
Okay, Josh is with me. From where are you from again? California. Where in California?
I'm from California. Can you say she an enemy?
How about I just start over? Let's just start over.
Okay. See ya.
How about you guys just talk?
I'm from California.
Modesto, California. That's right.
Modesto, California.
I got the guitar picks in the mail, but they're in my truck. I was telling you that, so I can't show them off. But they're very thick. I play acoustic guitar. Did we not discuss that before?
I can't remember. A lot has happened since last time.
That's true. That was before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Galaxy Note. I mean, not Galaxy Note. But, was it Dan? Is that right?
Yep.
Dan.
Yep, Dan.
And you're in the Obsidian as well?
Yep.
What do you play in the Obsidian?
Keyboard synthesizers.
Were you in the original band?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So it was the two of you then that had the original idea for that, or was in the original band, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Josh explained all that to me, but like I said, like he's saying that was before Christmas. I don't remember any of that. You know, I have to go back. I should have went back.
Eggnog.
Way too much. What do you drink eggnog?
With brandy, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody just drinks it without anything, do they?
You got to have it with brandy or something. Just having it straight up, just.
It's a lot.
Mick, did you have any eggnog?
No, I don't do eggnog.
it just doesn't sound good. It sounds like you should put it in a pan and fry it, not put brandy in it and drink it. You know, that's what I
Maybe
do.
make
with
some
mine.
pancakes from it.
There you go.
Well, Corners
Well,
of
they're good.
Sanctuary, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Josh hooked me up with all these bands that he represents on his label, and I had Bart Robley on from
The Ruins.
the Ruins. Yeah, thank you, Josh. That's why you co-host, right? That's what you're for, to help me out with this. But he's gonna actually come back on the show pretty soon because I had to like cut off most of the conversations for time. So he's gonna come back on and we're gonna do the show.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stories. He can
does.
talk a lot.
Yes, very nice guy. Very nice guy. We'll do that again here pretty soon.
And a
Once
clarification, the weird part I got to bring up is Corners of Sanctuary are Soda Records or Soda Records, and
That's right, yeah.
I'm partners with Soda. I'm Metal Incorporated. It's kind of weird, but that's
right.
how it works. We are technically under one umbrella, but just for fans, I got to let them know.
So how does that work with record labels? Do you kind of do you represent them also, like when he can't, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's kind of a 50-50 thing. Yeah, we help each other out. We talk to all the bands together. So this isn't anything new to us. We always email and talk on social and stuff like that. This is the first time they've probably seen me though.
What do you guys think? What do you think?
Do I meet your expectations?
All good. All good.
Nice.
Well, guys,
Glad
tell me a
you're-
little bit about Corners of Sanctuary. I know from your bio and things and looking you up and all that stuff, but tell the viewers a little bit about you guys. How did you form and things like that?
We came together in 2011. The original members of this band, we were in another project prior to. We were in a reunion project from a band that we were in the 80s. And we knew that wasn't going to be a long-term project. So we started talking about, maybe doing something in line of our roots, but, more modern. So during the reunion project, we started putting together some stuff. And once that was complete, we were able to move on to this. And that's kind of like where this began. Over the years, we've had some member changes, and we're a traditional heavy metal band, like, in the lines of like, old school Judas Priest and Accept, Sabotage, that kind of thing. It's a mixture of new wave of British heavy metal and American metal at the same time. So we've kind of coined the term, we're the new wave of traditional American heavy metal, because people kept asking us what we were, and we would always say heavy metal. And apparently that's not the case anymore because it has a different definition than it did back in the day. So we just came up with something to help some of the promo. But that's what we do, and we're sticking to it.
How did you come up with your name?
A Corner of Sanctuary is a spiritual place that you can go and be whoever you want to be, do whatever you want to do without the judgment or ridicule of the outside world. And you usually flourish there. It could be a real thing, it could be an imaginary thing, it could be, flower arrangement, it could be soccer, it could be, whatever. For us, it's music, and we choose to share that Corner of Sanctuary with somebody else. At the same time, because it has a double meaning, a Corner of Sanctuary is a place that a fighter can go so that they're not hit, but they can hit their opponent. So you're just out of reach, but you can hit them, which technically on a spiritual or physical, it means the same thing. It's a place of safety. And for us, music is a Corner of Sanctuary for us.
I kind of gathered that with the sanctuary part. It was just the only thing that threw me off was the Corners of Sanctuary. But that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Now, is there a
Ask a
room?
question?
Yes, I guess so. Yes, I guess you can. I will allow it.
What was the band from the 80s you guys were originally in?
Oh, yeah.
The band that we were in the 80s was Seeker.
Okay.
And in 2010, we were celebrating a 25-year reunion. And a couple years later, Heaven and Hell Records actually did a reissue of our 89 EP release.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Kind of cool.
I noticed in your, looking up stuff on Apple Music, looking up your music. There's some Christmas songs on there.
Yes, we're big into Christmas. If you follow us, we've been doing Christmas stuff. I don't know, T, how long? I mean, we've been doing almost out of the gate, right?
It's almost essentially. I mean, this one, if I was it like 13, 14, 16, something like that. I mean, we've been doing it consistently for like almost every year. And it always starts in the summer because we need the time to record and everything. So,
Well, there is
I mean,
Christmas in
we
July, yeah, you know. So
true, true, but everyone likes like actual Christmas. So, so we've just been very consistent with it. And shoot, what was the first one? Because I'm trying to
Well,
remember.
we did December Wind. That was the first one. You had worked on the artwork at the time
Right.
for it.
And then which one
It,
was the
it,
one that we did the music video on? The whole
well,
thing.
then, yeah, when it really took off, like by 2016, it became a real big deal for us and the people that seemed to like our music, or at least that they were telling us they liked it. We started getting into doing the videos for it and all. It was just a fun thing for us to do in the beginning. One, we all loved Christmas, and I always wanted to write Christmas songs, but I wanted to do it a little bit more seriously than just tongue in cheek. It's a good break from the norm for us, and people kept asking about it. And then on a business end, and I say this all the time, we get more airplay between Thanksgiving and Little Christmas, January 6th, for our Christmas song on a multitude of platforms, FM radio, and so on and so forth, than we probably do all year with our regular stuff. And we wind up getting on platforms that we normally wouldn't be on. And you know what? The Christmas stuff never goes out of style. Every year we just keep bundling it with other stuff, and we have a good time with it.
Now, one of the songs that we'll be hearing tonight is a cover of a very good song and from a very good band, Paranoid.
Yeah, well, that's another big step for us because we never did covers before. Like, I mean, we didn't get into this. I never got into this as a kid to do covers.
Yeah.
Like, just I wanted to write my own stuff, do my own thing. And, you know, I mean, we've been wrestling with the idea for years. People always say, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I'm like, well, I don't want to, you know, it's not what I want to do. But during COVID, I mean, we had a come to Jesus type of moment, you know, over those when everything shut down. It's like, well, you know, we can try different things. It really isn't going to hurt us. Even then, I think we fought it for a couple more years. but we finally did it, took a chance at it. I mean, you know, and the way I look at it now is, I mean, I got enough original material over the years that I don't need to justify why I would do a cover at this point where, you know, that's our mainstay, covers are not covers, our original material, but now we're having fun with it. Now it's like, it's cool to throw it in, and then change it, make it more like the way we want it. So
I've always said, and you know, I play in a band too, and they were wanting to do covers, you know, the very beginning, which is fine, you know, to kind of get your sound, you know, when you're with a new group and stuff. But if you're good enough to play someone else's music, you're good enough to write your own, right?
I would hope. Well, I always felt
but it is fun. It is fun.
Yeah, it has gotten more enjoyable for me now that I've kind of embraced it, because like it was like, you know, I couldn't do it. But,
yeah, exactly. I was the same way. I was exactly
like, no way. But I always felt that. Listen, one thing, like if you're going to listen to the song, listen to the original artist, right? But then at the same time, it was like if you were going to do a cover, that cover's got to be just as good, if not better, to make people want to listen to it.
And in your own style, your own band style.
Yeah, and we've tried to do that. We tried to bring in our own style, and we also pick songs sometimes that aren't necessarily people would consider a Corners of Sanctuary would do it. Like you know, like last year, no, well now it's a year and a half, 2 years ago almost, like we released Crazy Horses from the Osmonds. Frankie and I, who's our singer, we grew up with the Osmonds, so there was a big deal for us. And I think it's a killer ass tune, the original, and we just said, well, like that's something we want to do. So we did something, you know, we did Paranoid And the funny thing is like somebody on another interview said, well, it's an obvious choice. And that was the reason why we didn't do it all these years, because it is an obvious choice. And our newest bass player said, hey, why don't we do Paranoid? And I said, well, we considered it, but it's such an obvious choice. So I said, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it our way. And we added a gallop to it, because that's our kind of our thing, our shtick is the gallop that we do. So we said, well, if we're going to do it, we'll do it this way and see how it pans out. And
I think it turned out fine. I think it was great.
It turned out pretty good. So we're happy with it.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think it was great. We should hear it then. I was going to save it and play it a little bit later, but we should probably just listen to it since now that we're talking about it, right?
If you want, I've heard it enough times. I haven't listened to it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's something you haven't heard on it yet. That,
I didn't
probably. You guys cool with that? You want to go ahead and play it?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, whatever you want.
Yep.
All right. Here's Corners of Sanctuary. See, I can't even do that. Corners of Sanctuary. I just need to slow down, chill out. Everything's fine.
Much eggnog.
Way too much eggnog. Way too much. That's what it was. Yeah. For sure.
Finished with my woman, but she couldn't help me with my mind. People think I'm insane because I am drowning all the time. All day long I think of things, but nothing seems to satisfy. Think I'll lose my mind if I don't find something to pacify. Can you help me? Oh, you got my brain. Oh yeah. I need someone to show me the things in life that I can't find. I can't see the things that make true happiness. I must be blind. So make a joke and I will sigh, and you will laugh and I will cry. Happiness I cannot feel, and that to me is so unreal. And so as you hear these words telling you now of my state, I tell you to enjoy life. I wish I could, but it's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
That's so good. It's just fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
I
It
was
is
playing
fun.
it. I was playing it for some friends the other night, and they were like, "That really takes me back to Guitar Hero." I'm like, "That does?" I was like, "No, that's. I mean, yes, but I mean that's not even. It's like that's Corners of Sanctuary. That's my guess for next week. But they're like, yeah, just the sound of it. I think it's terrific.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it is your sound. It's you made it yours.
Yeah, and that's the challenge that I think that kind of makes it interesting to do, where you're just not. I mean, you're taking it past just being a tribute band or a cover band, and you're transforming it into something else. And again, like I mean, for like, like being like traditional heavy metal, like Paranoid is kind of like our Freebird, right? In heavy metal, it's kind of like that. So you wanted to make sure that it had something of the original essence, because you didn't want to take that away, because otherwise the song won't work at all. It becomes something completely different. And though you want to make it different, you don't want to take that essence away, because then it loses its impact.
How many times has it happened that somebody yells "Freebird" up to you guys when you're playing live?
Well,
it seems like it happens everywhere.
It depends on the location, but it does happen quite often. And
yeah, what do you say? Who's usually on the mic?
Frankie usually goes, "Yeah, here's our version of Freebird," and then we go into one of our songs. Yeah, I couldn't play. Unfortunately, I couldn't play Freebird if you had a rifle to my head. So
yeah. I don't think I've ever had to ask that question like on my shows, but so you guys are the first,
Yeah, no, we do it every so often.
Everybody plays it regardless if you play any covers at all. I mean, there's somebody in the crowd that will go Freebird,
Yeah. It's become that joke thing, right? Everybody's a pro heckler now.
You would think. I don't know.
Like how you guys use that to say "screw this guy" and just go on to your next song, but you're kind of acknowledging that guy as well.
Yeah.
It's the nicest way to do it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave Dan out of any of the equations. So Dan, if you have a question, feel free to speak up.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Interrupt anybody that's talking, because I do that all the time.
I'm just kind of listening and chilling right now, man.
I don't know much about Dan though. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and since Josh has been on and Corners is on too. I don't know too much about them, but I will give you a chance to tell us a little bit about yourself if you'd like.
Well, yeah. So I actually live up in Washington State.
Nice.
Yeah, I moved up here back in 2015. So, yeah, so our band, Obsidian Resurrection, we kind of span 3 states, Washington, California, and Arizona. So basically it's a studio gig, there's just, that's just the way it is. But, because of technology, we're able to make this happen. So, but yeah, I've been up here for about 9 years. Before, I obviously grew up in Modesto, met Josh through work. And so, yeah, the origins of our band, I think it goes back to 2000, the year 2000. I was a sophomore in high school, and I started working at Round Table, and Josh worked there. And actually, a lot of my current friends that I'm still friends with worked there as well. So it was kind of cool. But anyways, yeah, met him. And then our vocalist, Dimitri, we went to the same high school. We're in the same grade. Both wearing all black, but we didn't know each other. And then he's wearing a Witchery shirt, Restless and Dead. I don't know if you ever heard of that band. They're a Swedish, like, thrash death metal band. And then I had a Witchery shirt too. And then it's like we connected. So we exchanged.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah. So we exchanged, like, he had some music that he burned for me on CD. I had some music, and we exchanged. And then come to find out, he plays guitar. I was just getting into keyboards. Josh plays bass. And then it just, one thing led to another. And Josh, he also knew our guitar player, Mike. So we all just kind of came together, like, let's just try something, So that's pretty much how Obsidian started, So, and, we lasted until about 2000, like 6 or 7. I think it was 2006. And then we kind of split up. And then I want to say, back in 2020, so I was talking with Alex, who was our drummer, and he, I think I messaged him, or I messaged him, just seeing what's up. I hadn't spoke to him in a while, and as I'm texting him, I'm like thinking, man, it'd be cool if like somehow we can get the music back, if like people wanted to do it, right? So I was thinking it, and then he texted me saying that, yeah, it'd be cool if we can do something with Obsidian, like get the music out. And then that's when it's like, dude, I was just thinking that. So I was like, dude, excuse me. I was like, dude, I would text Josh. I knew Josh would be down. Dimitri would be kind of a question mark. I wasn't sure. I texted him, and I also texted our other guitar player who was with us before we broke up, Nate. And Nate was down. Took Dimitri about a week to respond, but he did. And then we were like, we're all down to do it. It's like, awesome. This is actually going to happen, you know?
Great.
So, yeah, it was just kind of, uh, it was just, I guess it just meant to happen, you know? Because I guess it always
Supposed
felt, it always felt incomplete, you know? Like we had the material for the most part. It was just, we had like 4 songs we would play live, a few others. They weren't really, you know, live playing ready, I guess. So, yeah, we just kind of worked it all out and got Guitar Pro going, tabbed it all out, and that's just how we got it done. So it's been quite the journey, to say the least.
And
now we're here.
The album's fresh, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
album is super.
Yeah, I mean the songs are, they're like 20 years old or thereabouts, but there's been fresh updates to each song, maybe some slight changes here or there, whatever, for a lot of the parts or a lot of my parts too. But for the most part, yeah, those songs are about 20 years old, man. So it's like it's cool that it's actually out there now, like compact disc. We got some cool artwork that Alex's dad painted for us, So it's like I don't think we could be happier with it, honestly.
You're back. You're back, basically, is what it is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yep. So it's like cool. This is where we're at now.
It's time to go on tour with Corners of Sanctuary. Damn it.
Maybe a virtual tour.
Well, since you were talking about that, you guys are in other states. The Corners guys, are you guys all in Philadelphia, or are you spread out a little bit as well?
Well, we're spread out all in Pennsylvania. Our bass player and our singer are about 2.5 hours from T and I. So, but we make things work. I mean, it's not a horrible situation.
Yeah. So you're able to get together and practice if you need to. I don't think you guys really need to, but that's just
we do rehearse when we have a stretch of shows, like we do mini tour excursions, or if we're going overseas or whatnot, we will get together and do a host of rehearsals. You have to. I mean, you have to stay consistent at it, because rehearsal and playing live are two different beasts. Plus your own personal practice time. So it's important to stay up on your game as much as you can.
I think a lot of people are like, they think that even bands that tour all the time, I'm going to a show tomorrow in Pittsburgh. I usually don't go to these big shows. I like the smaller, not really the undergrounds, I guess, but like just the smaller. It's a 100% chance I'm going to meet the band at the merch table when they're done. Those kind of shows,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I used to go to the bigger. If at any time ever that a Perfect Circle is playing, I will probably be there. But that's just because that's my favorite band. I'm probably going to go see them. But like, I would much rather go and spend money for bands that are just getting going, and just like independents. They're not signed. They're not on these big tours. They don't have a bus. They're trying to get to the next place. They're got to sell merch to get to the next place. Kind of shows like that. But but tomorrow I'm going to see Thursday and Silverstein. Is Silverstein's 25th anniversary tour. But I'm a Thursday fan more than anything, so I'm going to see them for that's 100% why I'm going. But but I think a lot of people don't think that these bands ever rehearse. Even bands that tour all the time, because there are some bands that they tour most of the year. That's their life. But even on tour, you have to practice, right? I mean, that does happen.
Yeah,
at times.
Absolutely. We've rehearsed in the car. We've rehearsed in the hotel room. We've rehearsed before the show.
Like right before a show. I mean, we will rehearse anywhere where we need to. So if it's before a car, I'm sorry, it was before a show going, and we still have an hour. and I'm unfamiliar with the part, or I'm having trouble thing in my head and having a brain fart, we just kind of go over it, or whatever it is we need to do in the in the hotel room if we actually get there with an hour to spare before we actually need to go. But yeah, I mean, we will practice or just keep going through things physically or mentally, like right up until the show starts, and we're like, okay, showtime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, or you have to go. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I think a lot of people are just under the impression that, well, it's just because they play all the time. Well, it might be true, but there's at some point they have to practice something, you would think,
Mhm.
they would have to.
Absolutely. I mean, it's no different than, I mean, I get there is a difference, of course, but it's professional athletes, I mean,
Sure. Yeah.
artists, they're constantly, whether they call it doodling or whatever, noodling around. I mean, it doesn't matter. You're doing something to keep you have to hone your chops all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
most of us struggle just to get to the point that we're at. I mean, it's not, if it was magical, I guess we'd all be Yingve, but we're not. So, um, thank God. But the idea is that, it does help. I will tell you this, that if you are playing out regularly, like when we did our last UK tour, we played, I don't know, 10 days in a row.
Back to
Was that
back.
close
that?
close to
Yeah.
like almost the entire time that we
Yeah.
were
No,
we were out there. I think
and
we had one real
night
break
off.
day,
Yeah.
but I mean, we were continuing to play almost
Yeah,
every
and
day.
you do feel a difference in the way that you're playing because you're in that zone. Like you feel like the relaxation hits you a lot differently than when you do one or two shows and then you're off for a little bit and you do one or two shows or you do a one off. There's a big difference in it. So I understand that uh when people talk about that, they get into that mindset, that playing ability. So there may be some truth in it, but bands still rehearse, whether they do full sound checks. We've been lucky enough that sometimes we get to come in earlier and we can run through about 5 or 6 songs as they're trying to check the sound. It's more for them than us, but that we take advantage of it because it gives us an opportunity to play. And Murphy's Law when you're with a band out on the road, so it's worth taking the time if they offer it to you.
I like to ask this question, especially with bands that play a lot of shows. How do you keep that energy when you do back-to-back shows? You got to bring that same amount of energy that you took in to the show the previous night, and you got to not everybody can feel like doing it. Maybe somebody's just a little bit too tired the next day and just doesn't have the same energy. But it just seems like you have it. Like when I see it, in bands or just even smaller bands, they might be on like a mini tour or something, or even a big tour, and it's just like they have it every single night, and it's just like, how do you get to that point? Do you guys have like rituals that you do as a band or personally when you play?
um well, 5 hour energy and diet soda is my
Oh,
go-to.
yeah.
I mean, we're a clean and sober band, thankfully, but we have, each night is something different. And I'll tell you what, and again, we only do mini excursions. So like the most like I said, we'll do is 2 week stretch. And but on our average, we'll do like a small 4 or 5 day run. And by the third night, you're starting to feel it because it's the late nights and you're not sleeping, you're not eating well, you're not in your normal bed and all that kind of stuff. And you spend more time on the road than anything. I remember my mom once said to me, "Oh, you get to see this and you get to see that." I said,
Yeah.
"Mom, the only thing I see is the side of the car going like this,
Yeah.
because we're probably already an hour late." You know what I mean? So, but I think I've noticed over the years that we each have our own little like individual Zen time to kind of get our mind set to get into that character, say, and then I don't know, T, what do you think? Like just like about 10 minutes before whatever the show, we kind of come together and we share that energy.
I was going to
Yeah,
ask you what you do right before you walk on
yeah,
stage.
yeah, yeah. Really, we kind of come together. We start to really congregate towards wherever we need to go. I know. I think I can speak for the rest of the band is that before we go on and before I go on, I make sure I go to the bathroom a few times because that's always uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So um,
Good point.
but that's also like a weird ritual thing of like I'm letting all that stuff go. I'm letting everything go, and then I can just worry about the task at hand or the task that's going to be at hand. But yeah, we really like once like that last the band before us is on like their second to last or last song, we really congregate towards where we need to be or just together so that we can just move. Because we're always timed to get on and off stage, but like that's also part of the ritual just to get our stuff together, and then here it is that we're ready to play. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It just brings
that's
you
kind
all
of the general of it.
yeah.
Did you have something, Mick? Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like as T was saying, like we get to that point that us getting on stage is part of the mental preparation, so to speak. And I mean, we'll give each other, boosted comments. Frankie, our singer, he likes going around fist pumping everybody. It's
Well,
I think it's more of reassurance for himself that he's ready to go. We may throw reminders like I said. Sometimes I'll say, remember, guys, keep the groove. Pace ourselves. We'll get through the first 3 songs, and then we can kind of take a quick breather. Because we do an intro, and then our first 3 songs are back to back, so there's no breathing time for anybody. And then we can kind of like just take a step back and then come back into it, and that kind of wipes the slate clean, because that initial whatever it is that you have. I mean, you could be doing this for a lot of years, and I've been doing this since '85. And I still get nervous for every show.
I was going to ask if
yeah.
I know the other band members aren't with us, but like, do either of you get nervous
Oh yeah.
before you even walk out on the stage, like stage fright, I guess, a little bit? Just
Oh yeah. There's absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's some nights it's worse than others, and it's just that thing, because you can do it as much as you want, but if you're honest with yourself, there's always that doubt that happens.
Yeah.
And that keeps you on your toes, right? Fighters do the same thing. They run with a little bit of fear. It keeps them safe. It keeps them moving. It keeps them, engaged in what they're doing. Because as soon as we become complacent and compliant, we start to suck.
Yeah.
We really do. We
You
don't
just
have
think too much about it. I think that's what I mean. That happens with anything in life, not just music. Is if you think too much about it, and then you start thinking about the negatives. Well, what if this happens? What if this happens? And it's all negative stuff. Well, then it probably will happen because you're pussy and you're thinking about it too much. I don't know. I'm just.
Well, and if you've been on tour with Corners of Sanctuary, it probably does. It usually does happen.
something usually happens with us.
We've had you name it. We've probably had it. We've had fires on stage. Thankfully, that wasn't too
Okay,
bad.
whoa. Okay, let's talk about this. I want to hear this story. I mean, you don't have to tell about all of the fires that you've had. Just one good fire story would be good.
No, well, I mean, no. I mean, like we played this little, what they call now dive bars. I don't know if they've always called them dive bars, but now that's a badge of honor to be called a dive bar.
Absolutely.
When I was a kid, a dive bar was the place you probably didn't walk out of without a black eye, but nowadays it's different. We plugged in, and the whole remember that the whole outlet literally exploded.
Yeah.
Flame up the wall.
An unplanned fire, then. An unplanned one.
My hand and arm was black. Unfortunately, it did blow my head, so we had to use somebody else's equipment that night. But I don't know if we're allowed to curse, but it scared the living crap out of me in that moment. So I needed about 15, 20 minutes before, it's like, oh my God.
We were since I tagged along with Mick, we were trying to find like a convenience store near us that had some like a power surge, and
power surge.
Yeah, and we're walking, and it's just freaking roads everywhere, and he's like, all right, fuck this shit. Let's just go back and do this.
Oh no. and
I'll
that
get
happens.
somebody's head, and we'll get this. Because it was like after being in an auto accident, you're a little paranoid to drive. I was like, I don't know if I want to plug in.
Yeah.
But
You're like at the outlet. You're going, what?
yeah, of course, my bass player's behind me as I'm doing. He goes, and
Yeah. There is that one guy always.
yeah.
Always.
Well, he's no longer with us, thankfully. But
Would you kick him out because of that? Come on, man. That's not that bad.
No. He actually he retired after our UK tour in 2023. He got
He had enough.
Yeah, he had enough of doing it because we had been together since '85. So he was like, this is enough for me. I'm done.
You still good friends with him though, I'm sure.
We do chat every couple months, but just like other musicians, we don't, you know how that goes. So
yeah. Wow, that's it. These things happen.
So
well, I don't want to run out of time like I did with Bart. Of course, Bart, like Josh said, Bart has a bunch of stories, and that's why he's going to be on again because I'm just I just want to talk to him some more. He's got a lot of cool things to say, but so we'll do that. We'll do that soon. But I want to go ahead and play your other song, Hunter Prey, but before we do run out of time. Tell us a little bit about what this song's about, and then we'll do the offstage segment after this as well. But go ahead and tell us about what Hunter Prey is about, and anything you want to tell us about the song before we hear it.
Well, the song's off of our extended EP, Metal Up, which released in March of 2024. I keep forgetting we're in 2025, so I have to kind of.
I know it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Time flies, man.
It's flying way too fast.
I mean, Josh was just on the show, but apparently it was before Christmas. I don't even remember that.
I mean, basically, it's a song about how do you want to approach your life? Do you want to be prey or do you want to be the hunter, right? And so at one part of the song, it talks about in some circles, you could be both hunter and prey, but you have to, sooner or later, you're going to have to make a decision. And we use a lot of metaphor and stuff like that in the songs. And it's about a state of mind, a state of being, and, moving forward to go get what you want. And, you're going to have to reaffirm that multiple times in your life. I'm still doing it. I'm in my 50s now, and I'm just to keep in this game, because this is a young man's game. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for the most part.
We're finding out, not to get sidetracked, but it's as a lot of venues since COVID, a lot of venues have disappeared. Everybody knows that. So there's less places to play, but there's more bands. So you have like 20,000 bands vying for 3 venues to play on a Saturday night, right? So there's 19,000 such and such bands sitting around, and a lot of venues we're finding across the country, they're starting to they're calling it phasing out older bands, and older bands by people of age, people of style, or if you've just been a band that's been around a while, because they want younger bands to bring in the younger people.
That's the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well,
it's
happening, and it's a shame. There's some venues that are still holding on to the old ways, which is kind of cool. They're just going to run out of quality of bands. That's the problem. But anyway, you have to kind of reaffirm yourself every so often. And it also demonstrates that you got to keep challenging yourself with different things. And we try to do that as much as we can with the music. And that's what Hunter Prey is kind of about.
Awesome. Let's take a listen to it. You'll hear a little bit of Jackie on this too. Jackie Wild does the she did the intro for the show. That's kind of new to me, and I'm still working on it. I got all kind of buttons to push and things to that challenge me on the show. I'm challenging myself as well, because you got to keep up with the territory or the whatever the kids say these days, right?
Yeah,
something like that. So let's see. Let's see if I can do it the right way this time. And the reason I'm doing this is because I need to do it the right way. But here's Jackie Wild with the intro for Offstage. Well, kind of the intro for Offstage, but she'll tell us about that. And then we're going to hear Hunter Prey by Corners of Sanctuary.
Unfiltered, unexpected. We're going off stage next.
My my young white knights. Victory is mine, and the vengeance is mine. To the victors, the spoils, left nowhere to run. I am the hunter, and you are the prey. The hunt has begun, my soul's on the pain. And still of silence, I'll make my way. I am the hunter, and you are the prey. I'm coming back with a vengeance, and now the table is turned. You better watch your step, 'cause it's time to get back. You had your chance to go the other way. The road less taken, nothing stands in my way. The line has been crossed, there's no turning back. In the chill of the dark, you feel my attack. Take a deep breath in and hold on tight. Sweet dream of prince, time to say goodnight. I am the hunter and you are the prey. The hunt has begun, my soul's on the pain. Seal of silence, I make my way. I am the hunter and you are the prey. I am the hunter and you are the prey. The hunt has begun, my soul's on the pain. Seal of silence, I make my way. I am the hunter and you are the prey.
Murphy says, "Paul's up." Paul's
Thank you,
up.
Murphy.
Murphy doesn't feel very good, but I'm doing my best to. I don't know. We can't figure out what's wrong with him, but you're good, right? We think he might have arthritis. I didn't know that was a common cat thing, but whatever. You know. But I did learn he's 49 years old.
You thought I got arthritis.
So if anything, he's my dad. It's not the other way around. I thought that I did the Jackie thing perfectly, didn't I? Did that work out good?
Sounded good to me.
It's all about buttons over here with this stuff. Anyway, what this is all about is just I like to kind of just take a break from the traditional interview, whatever that might be, and kind of talk about weird things. And you can work together with this. And since Josh and Dan are on with you, you guys can all work together.
The huddle up.
We did this when you were on, right, Josh?
Yeah.
How did it go? Do you remember?
You did a couple weird things with me, but I won't tell the judge about it.
Well, yeah. If you really want to know, go back and watch the show, right?
Right.
Now, I had a band called Lilith Rising on from Charlotte recently, and this was actually a good question, and I'm going to incorporate this in for future shows like this one. So, would you rather play a show in a cow pasture in the pouring rain, or a stinky cheese factory with no air conditioning? Anybody?
I'll take the stinky cheese factory. I won't get electrocuted. Yeah, I won't get electrocuted.
Yeah, same.
That would have been my choice.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I didn't say it was going to be thunderstorming. It's just raining in the cow pasture.
All right. I don't want to be standing in a puddle of mud playing electric guitar.
Puddle of Mud's so good. They're such a good band, though.
Yeah.
It's from our area over here.
Yeah, I'll take the stinky cheese because after a while my sinuses will probably fry, so it wouldn't matter.
And plus cheese, you got a crap ton of cheese around you. Who cares if it's stinky?
Get
It's still
hungry?
cheese.
Why not?
Still cheese. It might be stinky, but hey,
I love stinky cheese.
Yeah,
I mean,
bring
who
some
doesn't?
crackers.
French
Bring
cheese.
some crackers. We'll be all right.
You guys have any like useless talents that or any kind of talents that other than music that you would like to show off?
I can fart with my hands.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
No, I
makes-
can't do that.
Anybody? Nobody can. You can't. I can wiggle my ears, but I do look like Dumbo. But you know,
Oh, wow.
not everybody can do
awesome.
that. I've seen people try to do it. They're like, I'm like, it has nothing to do with your mouth. I was like, you know, it's different muscles. I don't know. Do you guys have any pet peeves? Because I have a big road rage pet peeve.
I just say liars. That's mine.
What is it? Road rage?
Liars. I hate liars.
Oh, liars. Yeah, those bitches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
I
like
don't know if
bullying.
that's a pet peeve though.
Well, yeah. Anything that bothers you, I guess, would be a pet peeve, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Is everybody going with liars? Nobody has anything else?
I don't. No, I mean, I don't like bullies, but I mean, that's a whole other thing. That might be a personal issue.
Nobody bullies you like off stages or anything, do they?
Oh, we've had. See, I know it's probably hard to tell from the Zoom, but we're a short band. We're one of the greatest compliments we've ever had.
Little people.
We did a festival in Germany. We get off the stage, and this guy that was like almost 7 foot tall goes, "You play like much larger men."
What does that even mean?
That means we play like we're 6 foot something, and we're not. We're under 5'5". So we're like
I've never like compared music talents to somebody's height ever.
in Germany they
just
do.
random.
So,
Germany and Belgium.
we smiled, we said thank you.
People in Belgium don't know what they don't know what they're talking about usually.
Listen, when we were in Germany, you know that scene in Lord of the Rings when Merry and Pippin are taken by the
orcs.
Never seen that movie.
The humans come and like they're like these little things and all that. That's exactly the way we looked at while we were in Germany.
I know it's going to be hugely shocking, but I've never seen that Lord of the Rings. Not the first one, not the third one. I don't even know how many there are, but that's how
Fired.
All right, Murphy, we gotta go.
You may want to check it out just for that height reference.
I'm gonna have to do it now. I mean, I can't because I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't get
Make
it.
sure they're the extended versions too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the director's cut or whatever. Yeah. Okay. You said well. All right. I gotta kind of move around here. Useless talent. We did that. Nobody has any useless talents. Boring people. I'm
Sorry
kidding.
to disappoint.
I'm kidding. Nobody can do.
I want to say something real quick though while it's fresh in my brain.
Yeah, go ahead.
Corners of Sanctuary, you guys should really cover a Runaways song. Your vocalist sounds like he could be, I'm not trying to talk crap, a female, and he sounds like he could sing for the Runaways. And you guys have that same aggressive, whatever the Runaways had, you guys have. Every time I hear you guys' music, I'm like, man, they should cover the Runaways every single time.
Well, we've actually heard that because like people go, well, what female did you have for the backing vocals? We're like, no, that's Frankie.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean,
Frankie,
you know what,
Frankie with his 80 tracks.
Yeah. T's previous band did Cherry Bomb, and I would love to do
nice.
Cherry Bomb, but you know, I don't know. That's a cool. Maybe we'll look into that. That's cool.
How about Cherry Pie? She's my cherry pie. That'd be a good one.
Was it Warren's Winger?
Well, we
Winger?
did the close. Yeah. We did a cover of Warren's Inside Out, and that's about as close as we'll probably get to Warren.
It's just, I was just, whatever.
I prefer Rat over them. Rat all day.
If you guys, I'm gonna say the city again. The city of brotherly love.
There you go.
There it is, man.
Now, if the city of if the city of brotherly love had a theme song, what would it be? And it can't be the Rocky song. Because I know that's
Sound in Philadelphia.
Well, here I will survive. How about that? Because it's kind of a rip-off of the same song.
It can be whatever you want it to be. Honestly, I didn't make the questions. I mean, I did, but like I didn't.
Maybe Corners of Sanctuary's Hunter Prey. How's that?
Yeah,
perfect.
I will bring it up. I will bring it up to the city council tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
Have you guys gotten a key to the city yet? I don't even know if people even still do that. Keys to the city. I don't know.
Nah, they closed the door on us. We actually don't play Philly.
They ran out.
We actually don't play Philly that often.
Well, that's shitty for Philly, but
no. Well, it's not uncommon that bands don't play their.
Well, you want to get out. You want to get away and play.
Yeah, and just like any hometown, you're never looked at or treated the same way, or even considered. So
true,
yeah.
And
I mean,
the
we
parking
do.
kind of sucks.
Yeah, we do play Philly every so often. I think we actually played Philly more times last year just because we were asked to than we did probably in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Was it well
Yeah.
received though? Like better than you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, I mean, we've never. Has there been shows where we've been heckled? Yeah, sure. You're always going to get
I
that.
can't believe people heckle musicians. That's just a bunch of crap. They need to
Oh
be
no,
beaten in the face, you know?
well, it's made a comeback at the shows simply because I think social media has made people brave.
Brave, yeah.
We had just played a show on Saturday, and the band, one of the bands that were on that on the bill, they did some posting, and I, said, "Hey guys, you had a fantastic set," because they really did. They blew the doors off the place. And then somebody gets on and goes, "Yeah, it was a good set, but it's getting tired, and you guys need some new stuff, and you need to do this and need to do that." And I'm saying to myself, dude, are you like, what are you talking about?
Which show are you at? That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but that's where people are, and sometimes you'll get that at
People
shows.
hide
And again,
behind they hide behind their phone screens, they hide behind their computer screens. That's why I quit doing Facebook. I don't, even if somebody sends me a link, like they want me to see something, haha, it was funny, and it takes me to Facebook, I immediately close it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I started to keep me alive on Facebook Live 5 years ago, and after 6 months, it took them 6 months to realize I was playing copyrighted music, idiots. So that's why I'm on YouTube now. But I cannot stand to even go to and update my page on there. It's too difficult for one thing. They've made everything way too difficult to manage on there for anybody. You guys, I don't know if you guys have a page on Facebook for your band.
I deactivated mine like 4 years ago.
It's way too difficult. Like I like to do everything on my computer because it's on a bigger screen. I can see what I'm changing. But recently they made it so you can only do it on your phone. Like I can't even post anything. I can't post a video without having to make it a reel. I have to make it a reel without even posting. It's just, and it's crazy because the same company owns Instagram, and it's way easier to use Instagram than anything. It's way easier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I can't. Anyway, that's
I'm not a huge fan of social media. I mean, I realize it's kind of, for some bands, it's a necessary evil. I would love to be able to not have to do it. Some of it is expected.
We can pay somebody to do it for you. You know that, right?
Nah.
Yeah, it's expensive as shit.
A waste of money.
It's a waste of money, and nobody will care as much as you do. If you're capable of doing it, you should do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of it. It's
more personable, I think, when when I get a hold of a band on Instagram and they actually respond, somebody from the band responds. Usually I don't know who's even running the thing until they're on the show. Like I'm like, who was I talking to the most on Instagram? But it's just so cool that I can talk to somebody from that band on Instagram to ask them if they want to be on the show, regardless of who they are. That's just, it seems more personable on Instagram than it does. I mean, even though Facebook's owned by the same people, but the Facebook Messenger is just completely different. I don't know what it is. It just seems completely different to me.
I mean, there's some positives to it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's things, that kind of changed, that you couldn't do, in 86 and 87 and 92, but that you can do now. And that's cool. But then you have all that other BS that you got to deal with and stuff, which kind of bums.
Yeah, there's a lot of filtering out you got to do. But it's good for like grassroots movements, stuff like that. People can talk to each other and just communicate, but yeah, I don't like it either. If it wasn't for our band, I wouldn't even be on Instagram. Like I just mentioned, I deactivated my Facebook like 4 years ago. Like I was just too much drama, man. I don't care. I don't care.
You can't respond to anybody on there, even though there's a comment section.
There's always an argument.
Yes. When people post something, they know for a fact that somebody's going to respond. That's why they do it. They do it even though they don't want anybody to respond to whatever they put on there. They're just ranting or whatever. But I did that one time. Didn't go back.
Regretted it.
I didn't go back. Yeah, I just
Oh.
didn't get back because it was
Yeah.
a COVID thing. It was a COVID thing, and it was a post. I didn't make the post, but I was commented on the post. But nobody knew. I don't want to go into the COVID thing, but like it was that kind of thing, and like people like will unfriend you. Ooh, you know what I mean? Ooh, I'm so afraid. You know, like, ugh.
Yeah.
So
I'm very familiar with all that.
It's just so but you can do anything you want on Instagram. You can say shit. You can say fuck. You can say anything you want, and nobody cares. They might respond to you, but it's fun. I'll meet you back behind the dumpster at 10:00. Okay, cool. Let's go.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Everything's cool. As long as Corners of Sanctuary, Hunter Prey is playing in the background. Let's go.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, on Facebook, I'm always in jail.
Fake book. Yeah, the fake book jail. Yeah, everybody loves
Yeah,
that.
the gulags.
There's no Instagram jail for sure, and there's no YouTube jail.
I've been in Instagram jail. Trust me,
Really?
it exists. Yeah,
Okay, well,
yeah.
let's not talk about it anymore. We don't want to get our phones to listen to us.
I've
Right.
been banned on YouTube too for a couple things.
Okay, here's a question. We're done with the offstage thing, but here's a question. I just got an email before I jumped on Zoom earlier tonight. In my spam, there was an email from somebody, and this is not the first time this has happened, but that wants to boost my followers. Are you guys getting these?
Oh
You
yeah.
can actually
yeah,
ruin your
yeah.
account.
That's not real stuff, right?
Be careful with that.
Yeah, well, I figured so. If it went straight to spam and I didn't,
They'll flood you with bots, and you'll get red flagged, and things will be taken down. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
Possibly your account getting hacked into, and then you lose
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
Yep.
there's my answer.
Yeah.
I didn't figure I was the only one. I'm not that popular, but I want people to follow me because they want to, not
Right.
because it's being, I do the advertisement things, I'm sure everybody does, and it does help. I've gained stuff from our band account. I
One
know
thing
if
I can suggest, I don't know if you do, you probably do use hashtags.
Everybody says use hashtags.
That's
Use them.
about the only thing I can recommend because it allows people who use the same hashtags to see your content.
And
That's
I
about
think
it.
a lot of it is us connecting, us,
Yeah.
all of us, even right here, us
Networking.
connecting and being on there as well. Somebody, that there's a part on there that's people you may know or something on Facebook. I don't know what it's called on Instagram, but it's something or suggested something. But like it's always people that nobody looks fake on that row of people that I see. It's just people that, and then I look at their page and I'm like, yeah, for sure, I'd definitely be interested in that, and seeing more about that. It just seems more legit. I don't know. I don't think anything online is legit, honestly, but
It's getting to that point where everything's going to be AI. That's what sucks.
that was gonna be my last question for open stage or for off stage. But do you guys ever use anything for AI?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, I've my previous job, my manager, I was an assistant manager. The manager there, he started using Chat GPT.
Well, yeah, yeah.
So, it's pretty interesting though. You can, if you wanted to like do some coding, it'll do it for you. If you want to
Yeah.
make a simple program, it'll do it for you. It's
Yeah.
crazy, man. And it's just going to get more sophisticated.
It
You know,
is.
to where you
I don't
don't
think it's
even-
going to
you
take
don't
over the world, but it
Yeah.
might. Whatever.
Skynet, man. I'm telling you. You better watch out, dude.
Hey, Josh,
Coming.
Josh, that same forest is behind you, so it's good to see that again.
I live here. That's my house back there.
Next time you're on, I expected like a cottage or something back there.
It's the
almost-
forest. It's the forest seen by Buckleberry Ferry in Lord of the Rings that you've never seen before.
I know. Send me the what to watch, what the best. I don't want to just watch it just to watch
You gotta
it.
watch them all. It's a story.
I got to start from the beginning, then, don't I?
Yeah.
Damn
Start
it.
with the Fellowship.
How many are there?
of the Ring, man.
Are there a crap ton of them?
There's three
There's
for Lord
three
of the
of 'em.
Rings, and then somehow they made 3 movies out of The Hobbit. But it's all one story for The Hobbit, but 3 movies.
I did get. You didn't know this because I think it was before. It was after Christmas, but I got a new TV, Josh, and I got a sound system with it. I don't watch
Nice.
TV at all. I hook my computer up and I'm straight to YouTube every time. But I have the
That's all I
capability
watch
to
is
watch these
YouTube.
movies in it's not massive. It's a 55-inch TV. It's not like I'm but for me, it's a big deal. I had a dumb TV, and now I got a smart TV. Damn it!
I only have a 32-inch over here, so
To the
no,
moon.
42-inch. 42-inch.
I'm big. Mine's bigger than yours.
That's what they all say. No.
There it is. There it is. I found the button. There we go. Corners of Sanctuary, thank you guys very much for being on the show. And I'm going to do this. Now it's going to be annoying. Josh and Dan, thank you guys also for being on and helping me with this, because
thanks for having us, man.
This whole genre is new to me. You know, I'm in the newest, the newer metal, I guess. I don't know. Heavy metal to me is like,
sounds to me the couple times I've been on and I've heard your music and watching your past shows, you play a lot of what's it called,
post-hardcore.
It's that's something like that.
Yeah. I don't want the show to be like that. It's not about what I like. You know, it's about who's doing what and what are you guys doing with music? You know, that's my biggest thing. You know, that's what I love. I love hearing your stories about everything, everywhere you've been, and what you're doing. And that's the biggest. That's why I've done it for 5 years, because I want to keep learning. You know, I've had country music artists on here. I've had an illusionist 3 times on here. He jumps out of planes and does all kind of crazy shit. But it's just fun. It's fun learning about anybody that's creative, you know, like in record labels. I mean, Josh, I think you were actually the first person I've had to represent a label on the show. So that's, you know, that's big. Twice, yeah. And going, you know, we're going to keep going with this. You know, it's badass. It's been badass meeting you guys and talking to you. Come back to the show for sure. Come back.
Absolutely.
Come back. Let's hang out in person, damn it. Come to West Virginia if you want to. You really don't have to. There's not much going on here, but you know. But yeah, come and hang out. We're not that far away from each other. I travel all the time. I will come up to Philly.
I think we can get to West Virginia in about 4.5 hours, I think.
Yeah, but you might stop in Pittsburgh. I'll meet you up there. That's where I'm going to be tomorrow. It's an hour and a half from me. I'm not saying don't come to West Virginia. I'm just saying
I think West Virginia is closer than Pittsburgh for us. It takes us like 6 hours to get to Pittsburgh.
Plus, you got to take the turnpike, and that sucks. But yeah, well, let's hang out. You guys are close by, and Josh, yeah, we'll hang out soon, I'm sure. And Dan, you know, this is actually the best coast. I know you guys think the West Coast is. I've heard that on something the other day.
Just because it rhymes. West Coast sucks. Well, I should say California, my area sucks.
Are you guys okay? I know there's fire and stuff happening in California. When everybody hears California right now, they're thinking fire.
I have no idea. There's a wildfire every year because our governor's stupid. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But right now, it's the worst that he's ever dealt with.
Yeah, they're working on getting him recalled, anyways. Hopefully, they actually go through with it.
Be like, what, his second or third one? They tried to get rid of him.
I think I might be number 2.
Yeah. I don't know how he keeps staying in there. No one likes him.
It's politics.
Politics.
People from San Francisco, and
he's not listening to the right kind of music, is what it is.
Yeah, right.
I think it's really what it is. But hey, we're gonna end the show tonight with now me and Mick were talking before anybody came on the Zoom. I think it would be if it is a word or a phrase, cousin-in-law, right? Could that be a cousin-in-law? It's my cousin's husband.
That's some sort of redneck thing?
Well, if you want it to be, yes, it can be. No. But no, I had the shallow signals on from Wilmington, North Carolina the other night, and my cousin and her husband are also live in Wilmington.
Oh, cousin. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So my cousin-in-law, Lucas, is in a band called Internal Shadow down there in Wilmington, and there should be on the 26th, but we haven't confirmed it yet. But hopefully they are, because I'd love to talk to them also. But we're going to listen to one of their songs called Succubus Speaks. Succubus Speaks. Isn't succubus like a sexual term?
It's a demon that visits you in the night, and it does sexual things to you while you're in the state of paralysis.
Yeah.
That's very, very detailed. All right. Well, I guess it's about that.
I know some regular people like that.
But the song's called Succubus Speaks. I thought it fit. I don't know what I thought it would fit with, but I thought it would be good for the end of the show tonight. So
it's a good holiday theme,
like for Christmas. Yeah. Well, Krampus. Just to bring that up, Krampus is like the opposite of Santa Claus ish, right? Am I on the right page with that?
Well, according to Red One, they're brothers. So who knows?
According to who?
That movie Red One, they're brothers.
Who's Red One?
That
Oh,
movie with
that
The
just
Rock
came
that
out.
came out over the holiday.
A whole nother conversation. We'll talk about that the next time you guys are on.
Eggnog, crumpets, and succubus, or whatever the hell you call it.
You guys should come on around Christmas next year, and we'll do a Christmas show. We'll do a Christmas. I do a Christmas show every year, but we'll do like 5 Christmas shows, and you guys can be on some of those.
There you go.
You want to do that?
Perfect.
You guys dress up as the jolly old elf at all?
Put on my Santa hat.
I
I
wore
love
a hat
Christmas.
during our Christmas performances. That's about it. I wore a.
What if I request it for the Christmas show next year?
Sure, I'll wear it.
So I think we should all wear one. I'll put mine on.
I will even. I'll be.
I have one where I push a button and it dances and sings music.
Oh, that would be yes. Let's do that.
I'll have to see if I can find it. See if it still works.
I'll start planning now, and you start looking now. That way, you have plenty of time. Plenty of time to look. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner.
That's right.
Be cheap.
If you guys have time, like 5 minutes or so, I'll chat with you a little bit after I kill the live stream here in a few. I have a band on Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's a late show, so at this point Saturday I will be just getting ready for a show. But the band is in the Philippines. They're called the Thinkers, and it's going to be fun to talk to them. It's going to be a little bit shorter of a show because they're on a time kind of thing. They have 3 different podcasts that they're interviewing on that day, and for some reason they have to change in between. They don't want to wear the same clothes on. I don't know, but I've been working with their manager, and it'll just be fun to talk to them and learn about.
I've worn the same thing for the past 4 podcasts.
I mean, I think you have, and the background's been the same too, which is,
yeah. I mean, I
smell
can
it from
put
here,
it to for the last podcast, they changed it to our band's new album title or no album artwork.
And I think you changed hats also, didn't you?
Yeah, I was wearing my 49er beanie last time. Oh, I wore all 3 of my hats last time because I was mocking what you were saying as you were saying it.
Well, my friend Tom from London usually does the Christmas episodes with me, and he has a whole collection of hats, like weird hats. Like he has one that's a chicken or a cock. I mean, whatever you want to. And then like he has one with dreadlocks, and he just changes them throughout the show. So keep that in mind for the Christmas show also for next year. But because it's right around Christmas is right around the corner.
So they say.
I think I'm going to do that for every show now. Christmas is right around the corner. No, I'd get annoyed with myself on that. But anyway, here is. Thank you guys again for being on. It's been fun. Let's do it again soon.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We'll do it way before Christmas. Way before Christmas, we'll do it. Here's Internal Shadow with Succubus Speaks, and I will see everyone on Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern with the Thinkers from the Philippines.
Self-grief and denial, I rush the quest. Now my destination's gone. I'm gonna run in my way. If you don't make it alive, 'cause I'm convinced you got another motherfucking bag of trouble. I'm gonna rumble you, and I'm not waiting till you're ready. If I never find it again, it'll be too soon. Disappear into the bar of the world before I can even clean these wounds. 'Cause I'm convinced you got another motherfucking thing.